Shane Delia is in the kitchen today and he's going to cook another one of his beautiful dishes. What have you got in store today?
This is a really easy couscous dish to do at home, but not like the little fine couscous. Yep. This is a sort of like an Israeli-style couscous or a Lebanese-style couscous called mugrabiya. So it's pearl couscous. Yep. First thing, we're going to get that in the water. Now, you want really rapidly boiling water, but they will sort of like double in size.
Of course.
We want to keep the water too, because we're going to use that water to thicken up the sauce a bit later.
Nice one.
So some of the flavours that are coming in here, prawns. So if you want to just cut those into like 3 bits, they're so tasty and actually really good for you.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to use some pumpkin as well. I'm using some butternut pumpkin. I don't want to cut it too small, so I'm going to get my pan nice and hot.
Oh, I'm liking where this is going. Pumpkin, sweet, the sweetness of the prawns too.
Preserved lemon.
Oh, yes, you love your preserved lemon.
I love it.
And what have we got here?
That's my favourite spice in the world. I use it for everything. It's a Turkish pepper, a pul biber or a red Aleppo pepper.
Yes.
Goes really nicely with chocolate, with seafood, with chicken, with vegetables. It's like the all-purpose spice, right?
And I'm just going to finally dice your onion here.
Oh, look at those knife skills.
Oh, thank you, Chef.
You surprise me every time I come on the show.
Well, the last time you were on the show, 10 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
And since then, you have just been going from strength to strength. Tell me a little bit about Providore.
Yeah, Providore's been amazing. I mean, it started while Victoria was in lockdown, but it's still going really strong. And what it does is it takes Australia's best restaurants, and not your sort of burger and pizza restaurants, like high-end restaurants like, you know, Estelle and Flower Drum and Matilda and Maha, and all your sort of favourite restaurants. And it gets those restaurants to package up food that's almost ready to cook, and then at home, all you have to do is just reheat and serve. So it's really, really tasty, high-end food. It takes all the skill and mayhem and chopping out of cooking and just leaves the romance. So once this oil is nice and hot, just giving some olive oil in there, we're going to get our pumpkin in the pan. And we're just going to saute them, get it nice and brown. Then we're going to add the onion, the garlic, and then we'll move on to the next bit. All right, so we are in the perfect spot. Onions and garlic, you can see getting a bit of caramelisation. Pumpkin's perfect. Couscous looks bang on. So I'll give you that, if you can strain that off.
Okay, and I'm going to reserve the liquid.
Reserve the water, we may need a little bit of that. But to the pumpkin, I'm going to add the prawns now. Now we need to start moving, all right, because you don't want to cook these prawns too much. The prawns are in, preserved lemon goes in. Now, this stuff's quite strong. If you're not really a fan of it, just go light, put maybe half of the amount, but I like it. It's salty, it's bitter. So that's in there. We're going to give it a bit of butter. And when I mean a bit, I mean a bit. I want to get it all nice and foamy. I'm going to grab those almonds that are down there.
Absolutely.
Get those in. They've already been toasted, so now it's just about warming them through and letting them absorb some of that butter.
And we're using almonds, but you could use pine nuts.
Pine nuts, you could use, you know what, if you don't want nuts, you could use pumpkin seeds, you could use sunflower seeds. All those things are great. Bit of salt now.
Sure.
And you can already see the flavours, right? Beautiful.
So good,
you could go to town and start adding cumin seeds and you know, coriander powder would be beautiful as well.
We're controlling ourselves today. Just the wonder ingredient.
Go about half of that, I reckon.
Half of that.
Really nice, good heat. I like loads of it, but I think half. This is a subtle dish. We're now going to give some spinach to this, and we're going to grab that couscous.
Couscous.
All right, so whack all that in. Beautiful.
So beautiful. I love the shape of this. It's just a nice change from pasta and the small couscous that we know.
Tell you what, while you're there doing all that stuff, you want to do me a favour and give me some fresh lemon flavour in as well. Preserved lemon's great, but it doesn't have that zest, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you need that from lemon, and that freshness, right? We're also going to use a little bit of the juice. So once you've given that a good whack,
bit of juice.
Oh, I love the smell of that. As soon as you get the lemon in there, it just smells so different.
Yeah, and you do want to leave this to the end, don't you?
Yeah, right to the end. I reckon if we grab some of the parsley and add that in now, just pick it through, and I reckon just don't have to be gentle. Give it a good tear.
We don't need to chop it.
Nah, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So I reckon we're cooking. This is home cooking, right?
Yeah.
So let's stick it there and just plate it up. So it's a sharing dish. I mean, you could do it as an individual one, but it's better to just pile it up.
This is the ultimate family dish, middle of the table. Everyone help themselves.
Yeah. But there's one last thing that we need to do, which actually I think just sets it right off, is we need to grab a bit of that mint. Mint in here is the last herb that really unlocks all the flavours.
Beautiful. And just picked?
Just picked. Grab a few nice pieces. do a bit of the old chefy thing and make it look nice. And I reckon just, as soon as the mint's picked, you can smell it. But as soon as it hits the heat, my grandmother used to grow mint in the backyard, and when we used to run outside, he used to brush past it, and you could smell it all. It always reminds me of that. But
memories.
that's the dish. It's a cracker.
Should we try it?
We should try it.
Okay.
Here we go. I got a fork.
Okay.
I'll grab a piece. Come on. It really is.